And hello everybody, Wyatt here with the Send Zombies, getting ready to rank another zombies map. Today we're going to go into Zombie Verruckt. If you haven't seen it yet, go ahead and check out our Nocturne and Totem map breakdown video, and go ahead and comment down below if you have anything that we missed here talking about Verruckt. Alright, so here we go, Zombie Verruckt, and we have so much to talk about when it comes to this map. So many new things came out, a lot of new ideas. But I think the first thing that comes to mind when I think Zombie Verruckt is how creepy that place was. Holy shit, that was a scary map. Every room has its own dark little story that it seems like it's trying to tell, and multiple times I wanted to just grab myself a crawler so I could explore the entirety of the map. But enough of me talking about it, ladies and gentlemen, let's go on the grand tour. Our first stop is this lobotomizing chair surrounded by a pool of blood with the guy's hand still stuck inside the strap. Next stop is going to be this mannequin with about 8 cleavers plunged into the side of it, and keep your eyes open, there's a lot of these throughout the entire map. Next is the kitchen, and with bloody inscriptions all over the wall, and I doubt that's a grocery list. And last but not least is the patient's bedroom, where there's just a bunch more of those bloody inscriptions that we saw back in the kitchen. Yes, this map is awesomely twisted, and when you get a map where you really want to explore and immerse yourself into the looks, the visuals of it, it just makes for an overall better experience. But this map had a lot of new ideas. It didn't just stop at the looks, it brought so many new things into the zombie franchise and really pioneered what we would see in future zombies maps. For example, this was the first time that we ever saw Juggernaut, Quick Revive, Speed Cola, and Double Tap, our first perks ever in zombies. That was really cool. We also got our very first power switch, and at the beginning of the map, players were split on 2 sides of the map and you had to turn on the power switch if you wanted to meet up, so that was pretty essential. Then you had the electricity traps, which were huge at the time, first time we ever saw traps, and the box could move to different areas, which was also a newer concept that would be put into a lot of newer maps. So Verruckt really pioneered what we would see in the future and did it pretty well. With a beautiful and memorable backdrop paired along with the very nice flashes that we had seen, Verruckt had all the ingredients to become a great map. But when we take a deeper look, we can see some of the glaring issues that caused it to fall back a little bit on some of its potential. One of the biggest attractions from Verruckt is actually the way the map is laid out itself. It's pretty much just a long, narrow hallway. And it really takes away from the entire portion of the map because there's not a whole lot of areas where you can actually set up and hang out. There's a few spots along some areas where you can camp, and then there's obviously the cafeteria where you can run a tiny train and maybe have some of your teammates in the back, but other than that, you really can't use a whole lot of the map. Essentially, this map was set up for camping, and that also makes it really difficult when the players spawn on opposite sides of the map. Understandably, with good communication you can get around that, but that's not always going to be the case. In most scenarios, most players are going to open up every single door, both trying to get to the power room, and then once they do, all the doors are open and there's really nowhere for you to go. The zombies are going to trap you somewhere, especially because of how narrow this map really is. So, structurally, this map forces you to play pretty much just one playstyle, which is camping. And I can understand a lot of people enjoy camping in zombies. I mean, that's how most of us started playing. A lot of us didn't just start running trains right off the rip. But that can get really boring, and it really cuts into the replayability of Verruckt. I mean, there's not too many times where you're going to want to play a game camping in a corner till round 16, die, and then want to load it back up. That's just not going to be a way, it's not a recipe to bring players back. Pair that with the fact that there's not a super weapon on this map, at least in the original versions. In the other 2 versions that have come out in Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 3, they have the Wonder Waffle and the Winter's Howl, but in the original version there wasn't a super weapon, so that kind of takes away from the map itself. I mean, there was only the ray gun, so that's all you had. And then on top of that, you had the fact that it came out on World at War. It was really hard to shoot gaps. Zombies could still hit you when you got a nuke. It was just difficult all around, especially when you were stuck in a corner playing that campy type playstyle. With all of that being said, here comes the actual ranking of the map. I'm going to give Zombie Verruckt a 5 out of 10, and here's why. It can't be denied what Zombie Verruct brought to the table when it came to brand new concepts and ideas, but being the first one to do something doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be the best one to do something. If you're shopping for a car for reliability, you're not going to buy the very first car over a brand new Toyota Camry. You're going to go with the thing that's more practical, that can get you to where you need to go on time, and maybe have some fucking air conditioning, because I'm sure a Model T didn't have that. Yes, this map was the first one to ever introduce perks, traps, and the power switch, but are you gonna play this map over something like Dreisendrach? Probably not, because it just doesn't have all the other bells and whistles, and it wasn't the best one to do it. It really forced you to only play one type of playstyle that gets really old after a while. Playing these brand new maps, you have so many different options to choose from, along with all the different buildables, pack-a-punch, and all that other crazy stuff. That's not to say you wouldn't pick this map over something like Transit, because I definitely wouldn't blame you there. In the end, Verruct was a huge step forward for the Zombies franchise, and it's something that I will always remember. This was one of my favorite original maps, right behind Derice, at least for me. That's my own opinion, don't yell at me, but this is one of my personal favorites from World at War, but it just wasn't quite there yet. There was still a few steps that needed to be made, that eventually would be made, that could make this game you know what I mean. Its one-dimensional, tight corridor playstyle was just way too easy to get bored of. That'll do it for Zombie Verruct. If you don't agree with the 5 that I scored it, go ahead and comment down below and leave some reasons why. I'm always down for discussion. If you like this video, go ahead and drop a like, and if you want to see more content like this, go ahead and subscribe. My name is Wyatt from Ascend Zombies, and I will see you guys next time.